I was sure that with every person I talked to, I would be received with joy or with happiness. But in my life, I received rejections and attacks. A friend said, "If I see you face to face, I'll kill you," and then deleted me from his contacts. Kill me? Why?
No.
People can easily hear this message, but it was often hard to see my dad cry. My father said, "Muti, I accept you as you are, but keep this to yourself. No one else needs to know." My story began when I traveled to the United States. That was my dream, to get to that place. So I arrived in New York and found a job.
As
Food protector at
Judaism, there was
alcohol, parties, drugs.
since it
Outwardly, I lived the American dream, but inside I felt empty. One day, a girl came into the restaurant and asked, "What kind of?" "Who has this drink that you brought?" I told both rabbis, and she watches and looks at me. "Are you gonna violate, and is she leaving?"
and
So I told myself that this rabbi's kashrut is not acceptable. That there's a political party of this rabbi and another party of another politician of another rabbi, which I didn't understand. Once, a young man also came into the restaurant, looked at me and said, "Shalom, I want to take a shower." And then I was surprised that he was speaking Hebrew. I asked him, "Why are you speaking Hebrew? How do you know it?" And he told me, "I love the land of Israel very much. I love the people of Israel very much. And even more than that, I'm willing to die for Israel's people." I look at myself and think, I'm Israeli, I finished the army, and the first thing I did was leave. He's an American living in New York who loves Israel so much he wants to move there. To me, that seemed absurd. And I said, "Look, if you are Christian, you shouldn't hate Israel because we killed Jesus." He looks at me and says, "You didn't kill him. None of you did. We all did." So I look at him and say, "I didn't kill anyone.
me,
I didn't steal. I didn't do anything wrong. You can't come and tell me that I did something wrong." And he tells me, "Moody, we are all sinners.
all of us,
We are all in exactly the same boat." And
I
I told him, "No, you're not going to convert me. Talking to me won't change that. Do you believe that Jesus died and rose from the dead? It seems kind of illogical."
and
Then he said, "And?"
who
I asked him, "Is it only Abraham? Didn't he resurrect?" He asks, "Are you sure?" And I say to him, "Of course, I'm making a mistake. I'm Israeli. I'm Hebrew. I speak Hebrew." He suddenly pulls out his Bible, turns me around, shows me, and asks, "Was it Elijah? The one who didn't see death?" I went home that day thinking it couldn't be possible. Not a Jewish Christian.
hits me.
Comes and tells me about my Bible, to me about my Bible. That was the day I decided to start reading this Bible. So I was there, with many people, in a synagogue.
And
I look to the right and to the left, I see men, I see women, I see Jews, non-Jews. And suddenly someone comes out who seems to be like the rabbi, raises his hands and says, "Jesus, bless us. Jesus, give us more of you." And at that very moment, I didn't know who Jesus was. I ask my friend, "Who is he talking about? Who is Jesus?" She replies, "Jesus." When she said Jesus to me, I immediately stood up and asked, "What's wrong with you? Are you crazy? You said you're Totorana and synagogue, so why am I here?" One day on Shabbat, I heard that there was a very famous rabbi in New York who was called Rabbi Vinto.
and
So I read a little about the Bible. I said, I'm going to ask him. So I approached him.
no,
He was easy to sit with, but became more serious when he heard about the New Testament. He looked at me and said, "Who told you that about this?" I told him I just read, and that's how I got here. As I was about to take out my New Testament, he noticed, and his eyes widened. He takes the book to the side. He puts it aside. And he says to me, don't even go near that book. And according to him, that book was what brought all the evil into this world. What brought death to the Jews, to the pogroms, to the Inquisition, to the Holocaust. So at that very moment, I said, are you so sure of yourself? Rabbi, why are you afraid of a book? You should be confident in what you believe. But I kept reading this New Testament because it really caught my attention. When I opened it, I started to read. I started to read that it talks about here. About a Jewish man from 2,000 years ago who deeply loved Israel and his people. It's simply like living water. It's something I had never read in another book from another point of view. I often saw the religious people. They wanted to hit him and prove he was wrong. And Jesus comes with love and shows them something they possibly hadn't seen before. So I returned again to Earth, to Israel, with the intention of telling them about this gift I received. And I was really happy, thinking that many people would receive it with love. I felt that I couldn't stay silent and that I had to go outside. I wanted to show people and help them understand who Yeshua was and what he did in my life.
Like this?
One day, while on the phone with my mom, it felt like someone died when I told her that I believed in Jesus. Then my father also started yelling at me, and she said to me, Modi, they brainwashed you. Did you become a Christian? And she said to me, I can't call you a saint. And I said to her, Father, many times. I use drugs. I feel like I'm living. But from the moment I met Jesus,
I put
all those things behind me. I'm still your son. I'm still your son. And in the end, he told me, Moti, I'm going to accept you as you are. I love you, but just keep that to yourself. No one has to know about this. What Jesus did for me in my life. I can't describe it with words, but I also can't keep it a secret. How could I keep that secret? I know that a lot of people hate me, they insult me, and they're gonna keep hating me, insulting me. But they did that to Jesus too, and he still sacrificed his life for me. If each one sacrifices themselves, even just a little, the world will be completely different.
Amen. Like this?
So with this, I just want to say that other people may come to know him, and how much he changed me, and how much he can also change you.